Okay, I hope I'm audible now. Uh, I think my mute was, I think my mic off tha. I hope I'm audible now. If y'all can just confirm in the chat box if I'm audible and if my screen is visible, do let me know. Now audio is available. Okay, great, super. Yes, audible. Yeah, okay, great. Good afternoon, guys. So, last trading day of the week. So let us start. So I think clearly our markets are under pressure. Uh, I think कल के session के बाद where US threatened around imposing 500% tariffs on India, for us purchasing Russian oil. So I think President Trump has given a nod to that. So I think उसके वजह से थोड़ा pressure में आ गया था कल markets में. Secondly, Iran also. So if you see, US warships have been moving towards Iran. So the market kind of fears that probably now after the attack on Venezuela, I think the next target is Iran now. So there's also again a bit of tension on that side. Plus US wanting to acquire Greenland. I think US is on an acquiring spree now. हम तो mergers and acquisitions Indian stock markets में देखते हैं, wherein one अभी देवयानी और सफायर का हुआ था. I think US is probably doing mergers and acquisitions on their own there, if I have to actually put it that way. But nevertheless, I think, and also there was one comment from one of the US spokesperson saying that although the trade deal अभी तक हुआ नहीं है because Prime Minister मोदी जी ने अब तक उनको President Trump को call नहीं किया है. So that was the statement. I think Lutnick, if I'm not wrong, I think their commerce secretary, if I'm not wrong. So that was a statement that came in an hour back. So a lot of geopolitical events that is actually थोड़ा सा structure भी थोड़ा सा weak होते हुए नजर आ रहा है markets का. If we look at the US markets, so Dow Jones closed 0.55% higher. Nasdaq कल नीचे close हुआ 0.4%. S&P 500 had a flat close. Dow futures again, it's indicating a flat start today. It's up mildly 0.01%. If you look at the European markets, even European markets had a flat close. You can see Germany was up 5 points, London was down 4 points, France was up 10 points. I mean, nothing has happened in the European markets yesterday. If you look at Euro stocks, that is down 0.03%. But if you look at our markets, barring Nikkei, which is up 1.61%, Shanghai is up 0.83%. Hang Seng, again, it's 0.23% higher. Kospi is up 0.75%. So the other Asian markets are doing well. Our markets, again, are under pressure. We are almost reaching the 25,700 mark on the downside, 25,720. So we are down around 0.6%. Sensex is down around 0.5% as well. So clearly, the pressure is there in our markets, and thoda sa trend line structure, chart structure bhi thoda sa weak hua hai. So we'll see the levels for the index. If you look at the macro indicators, you can clearly see that the dollar index is gaining strength. So it looks like it's US ka time काफी अच्छा चल रहा है compared to the other markets now. So dollar index, from the lows of 97, it has gone to 98.6. So that's a steady pullback from the lows here. So I think if it sustains about 98.5, then I think chances are that could probably put more pressure on our markets. If you look at government bonds, US government bonds yields, that is roughly it is consolidating in that 4.1 to 4.2 range. I think any move above 4.2, that could be not a good sign for our markets. If we see dollar against rupee, I think dollar is again gaining strength against the rupee. It's at 90.08. No signs of dollar weakening against the rupee. I think it needs to go below the 89 mark. That is where the immediate support is. I think any move below 89, that could be some relief. But I think if it stays elevated like around 90, 91 again, that means rupee is not strengthening, and that could only keep the FIIs away from our markets. Crude again, I think with the developments around Iran now, you can see crude was up around 3.5% yesterday. and crude has given a downward sloping trend line breakout. If you see, there is almost near on a verge of a breakout in crude. I think any move above 59.60, that could probably cause crude oil prices to also rise, which is again not a good sign for an oil importing country like us. Because at the time when dollar is at 90, and if crude starts going up, because we have seen almost all the commodities going up, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper, zinc, whatever commodity you look at, I think only crude in commodities has kind of relatively underperformed. So basically, crude is like the FMCG of the commodity space. But nevertheless, I think if crude prices go up again, that is not a very good sign for us. If you look at India VIX again, yesterday it was up around 6.5%. Today also it's up around 2.2%. So we can see there is a jump in the VIX here. So there is definitely a jump in volatility. I think nobody is talking about any budget related news nahi hai. I think nobody is talking about Q3. I think it's only all geopolitical news that is kind of weighing on the sentiment here. I hope the Q3 numbers are good, because after Q3 numbers expectation se kam aate hai, ya budget is not up to the mark, and with the current geopolitical news, I think we will probably go down, if that doesn't materialize. So I think VIX, it's kind of moving up. The next resistance is around the 12 mark. Any move about 12, that is again going to give a lot of discomfort to the bulls. If you look at gold again, it's kind of consolidating in a range. The overall trend is up. I think any move above $4,500 an ounce can only push the gold prices higher. On the other side, if you look at silver, so silver again, it has taken a breather after hitting the $82, $83 an ounce mark. On the lower side, as long as it stays above the $70 an ounce mark, the overall trajectory for silver is also going to be positive. If we look at the FI positioning, clearly again, yet again, FIIs were net sellers in the cash market. They sold around 3,367 crores. So if you see, barring the 290 crores purchase on the 2nd of Jan, FIIs have been net sellers throughout. In the last 4 days, they have sold around 5,000 crores. Before this buying of 290 crores, they had sold around 17,000 crores. So they are on a selling spree. And also the long short ratio, which had seen some improvement from 8.84 to 12.73. Yesterday it dropped to 12. Again, it dropped to 8.7 now. And clearly, if you look at the net index futures contracts, from minus 1,27,000, we have gone to minus 1,36,000 to 1,67,000. So clearly, FIIs have been building up short positions in index futures. Long short ratio और नीचे चला गया है. कैश मार्केट में FIIs का सेंटिमेंट बेरिश है, मार्केट्स भी गिर रहा है. Even retail is, I think there is no support from retail as well. But ideally, see, the period from 10 to 12 is good, because a lot of SIPs that are scheduled is around this date, that is around 10th. Then there is, I think a lot of people usually would keep their SIPs date on 10th. So hopefully DIIs should be receiving the money, and hopefully next week, depending on how the flows come in, probably they could deploy some capital, and maybe we could see some minor pullback in the next week here, because that is also one thing that could play out in the next week. If we look at Nifty, okay, look at Nifty, guys. I think Nifty is at the day's low. We started positively. The first candle was green. ऐसे लग रहा था hopefully शायद आज first candle से ही एक positivity नजर आए. But I think that was it. And उसके बाद से हम एकदम से नीचे गिर गए. We hit a new low. The new low is 25,680. So we are well below the 25,700 mark. And if you look at the daily chart, you can clearly see, अगर मैं एक channel लगाऊं यहाँ पे, so अगर एक, if I connect the lows here, so clearly there is a upward sloping trend line breakout on the daily chart. And you can clearly see thoda sa ek RSI divergence. I'm not saying there's a clear RSI divergence here, where there was one higher, and I think this is where Nifty made a fresh high of 26,373. Follow through nahi aaya. एक higher high था RSI ने. I think RSI divergence तो नहीं बोल सकते, but clearly you can see Nifty has broken below the trend line here. कल 50 डे EMA के नीचे क्लोज हुआ था, और आज दिस इज फॉलो थ्रू. कल ब्रेकडाउन हुआ, ब्रेकडाउन के बाद आज फिर से और नीचे गया. दिस इज व्हाट यू कॉल इट एज अ फॉलो थ्रू मूव ऑन द डाउन साइड. And I think the next support is at 100-day EMA, which is at around the triple top, or you can say double top also. That's a very good observation, Harish ji. एक double top बोल के I think you can able to, if you are closing below the 25,700 mark, I think then I think we can see, I think 100 DMA एक strong support है around 25,600, 25,620. वो एक strong support है. If we are not able to hold that, I think then there is this prior swing low around 25,330, 25,350. I think ये fall वहां तक extend हो सकता है. But before that, there is an 100 DMA at around 25,600, 25,620. If not, probably we can probably be going down again until 25,330, 25,350 here, because ये level कहाँ से है? Because this is where the earlier support is. अगर I think Nifty is kind of filling up दी गैप ईयर. कल अगर आपको याद है, हमने 12 नवंबर का जो गैप था, आई थिंक निफ्टी ने वो भी फिल कर दिया था कल. हो सकता है 25,500 के आसपास एक सपोर्ट ले, बट वो भी अगर टूटता है, आई फील द नेक्स्ट, अगर मैं थोड़ा लंबा सपोर्ट देखूं तो अराउंड 25,330 is where support 2 is, with initial support at 25,600. आई थिंक जो रेट से गिर रहा है, हो सकता है शायद आज ही 25,600 हम देखे. इट्स आई थिंक निफ्टी इज एट 25,678. सो क्लियरली जब तक ये ट्रेंड लाइन के ऊपर नहीं जाते हम फिर से, सो ये ट्रेंड लाइन इज एट अराउंड 25,800, 25,850. So till the time we don't move above the trend line again, till the time the structure is likely to remain sideways to bearish. If we look at Sensex, so Sensex का भी हम daily chart देखें तो वही structure आपको दिखेगा. So clearly the structure has deteriorated in Sensex as well. तो अगर हम Sensex देखें यहाँ पे, if we look at if we take a line here, if we mark out this high, you can clearly see again Sensex में भी एक upward sloping trend line breakdown है. और कल सेंसेक्स भी 50-day EMA के नीचे क्लोज हुआ था, एंड सेंसेक्स हैज ऑलरेडी ब्रीच्ड इट्स 100-day EMA ईयर. whereas अभी तक अगर आप देखेंगे, निफ्टी ने अभी तक 100-day EMA के ऑलमोस्ट 80 पॉइंट्स दूर है, बट आई थिंक सेंसेक्स इज काइंड ऑफ विनिंग द रेस अगेंस्ट निफ्टी in terms of who will touch the 100-day EMA first. So अगर हम सेंसेक्स देखें, that is I think it is below the 100-day EMA here. 100-day इसका है around 83,580, 83,600. I think we are well below that mark, and I think Sensex is way below the trend line now. So clearly the structure has changed in Sensex. हम जो ऐसे उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि अब एक ऑल टाइम हाई के बाद एक स्ट्रॉन्ग अप मूव देखने को मिलेगा, आई थिंक वहाँ पे निफ्टी ने एक हॉल्ट ले लिया है. एंड हिस्टोरिकली अगर आप सीजनैलिटी भी अगर आप देखोगे, वी हैव सीन दैट जनवरी हिस्टोरिकली हैज नॉट बीन अ गुड मंथ, whether it's for Nifty, Bank Nifty, mid cap or small cap. From 2019 until 2025, or the January month has ended up giving a red close. So we are kind of following the same trends that we've been seeing in the earlier years. And I think if you look at the last 1 month performance, I think Nifty has gone below now. So अगर हम global performance देखें, so Nifty जो कल Nasdaq के ऊपर था, we are down around 1.26%. So again we are the worst performing index for the last 1 month for now. So Sensex again, it has breached the 100-day EMA here. I feel the next possible support now should ideally be somewhere around here, around 83,100 is where the next support is. If we break below 83,100, I think the next support will be around 82,600. So I think 83,100 के आसपास एक support है. उसके बाद next support is at 82,700, 82,650. But clearly the sentiment has changed. You can even see that the DI minus is above DI plus, and RSI is kind of going down. अगर आप RSI देखोगे, that is at 36. It's clearly in a falling mode here. If you look at Bank Nifty is also very similar. Again, we are seeing some profit booking in Bank Nifty. अगर हम Bank Nifty का daily chart देखें, so clearly again Bank Nifty may be, but Bank Nifty relatively, it's not that it has given a slope. If I connect the trend line by connecting the highs here, ideally still Bank Nifty, I would say it's still performing better than Nifty and Sensex. Nifty and Sensex तो दोनों ने एक upward sloping trend line breakdown दिया है. Whereas अगर हम Bank Nifty देखें तो अब तक हमें Bank Nifty तो 50-day EMA के ऊपर भी है और 100-day EMA के तो काफी ऊपर है. तो अगर हम बैंक निफ्टी को अगर निफ्टी और सेंसेक्स से कंपेयर करें, सो क्लियरली बैंक निफ्टी अभी भी थोड़ा आउट परफॉर्म कर रहा है, भले ही गिर रहा है बट कम गिर रहा है एज कंपेयर टू निफ्टी एंड सेंसेक्स. So ये ट्रेंड लाइन that will be an important support. Around 59,000, 59,050 is likely to act as a strong support for Bank Nifty. Probably if we break below 59,000, I think Bank Nifty has broken below its 20-day EMA. So short-term sentiment again weak है. यहाँ पे हम 20-day EMA लास्ट टाइम 29 दिसंबर को थे और हम फिर से अब 20-day EMA के नीचे आ गए. So 59,000 strong support. I think below that this 50-day EMA of 58,800. अगर शायद वो भी अगर एक्सटेंड हो तो हो सकता है शायद हम यहाँ तक आए अराउंड 58,500, 58,550, बिकॉज ये जो अर्लियर रेजिस्टेंस है वो शायद एक सपोर्ट की तरह काम करेगा. सो 58,550, 58,600 ऑन द डाउन साइड. On the upside 59,000, that's the immediate support for Bank Nifty. So clearly तीनों का trend, don't be longs in Nifty, Bank Nifty and Sensex. So clearly the sentiment is on the weak side. Most probably it can remain sideways or it will remain bearish. तो जब तक हम बैंक निफ्टी तो ठीक है, ट्रेंड लाइन रेस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए, बट निफ्टी एंड सेंसेक्स जब तक हम ट्रेंड लाइन के ऊपर क्लोजिंग नहीं मिलता है तब तक डोंट अग्रेसिवली बी लॉन्ग्स इन दिस मार्केट. Now if you look at the heat map, okay, I don't see any of the stocks in green barring HCL Tech, which is up around 1%. Eternal is doing relatively well today. It's up around 1.6%. Asian Paints is up 1.8%. BL is up 0.8%. GSW Steel is up 0.57%. And SBI is up 0.43%. So barring these 7-8 stocks, none of the stocks are in green. I think one of the reason for the fall is because of these two heavyweights. HDFC continues to fall even more. ICICI Bank, which was the best looking private bank, I think that has also kind of given up now. So ICICI Bank is down around 2%. HDFC is down around 1.3%. Auto, look at Auto. Auto is also bleeding today. Maruti is down 1.35%. Mahindra is down 1%. Bajaj Auto is down 1.43%. Adani Ports is down 1.61%. Adani stocks are under pressure. Even Adani Enterprise is down around 2%. Coal India is down 1%. Reliance is flat 0.24%. Bharti Airtel is down 1%. Sun Pharma is down 1.29%. Max Health is down around 2% here. So clearly there is no bullishness in the market. Barring a few stocks, apart from that, no support from BFSI, IT, auto, oil and gas, FMCG, metal, pharma. You name any sectors, all the sectors are in red currently. Now, if we look at these sectors, the last 5 days trend, अगर हम देखा जाए, so ऐसे कौन से sectors है? So clearly again there is pressure in the oil and gas space. So oil and gas में momentum नहीं है फिलहाल. It's down nearly around 6.68%. Tourism, again, that is one another sector that is probably in a downtrend. Tourism maybe around 6% नीचे. Metal stocks में profit booking के बाद मेटल स्टॉक्स में भी थोड़ा सा अंडर परफॉर्मेंस नजर आ रहा है पिछले 5 दिनों में. सो मेटल इज ऑल्सो डाउन अराउंड 3%. रियल्टी में भी एक अच्छा मोमेंटम आ रहा था, बट आई थिंक आज देखोगे सारे रियल्टी स्टॉक्स नीचे है. आप गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज देख लो, लोधा देख लो, DLF देख लो, प्रेस्टीज देख लो, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल रियल्टी स्टॉक्स आर डाउन. ओनली गुड लुकिंग सेक्टर इन द करंट मार्केट इज योर डिफेंस स्पेस. कल हमने एमटा टेक देखा था, BL देखा था. आई थिंक डिफेंस इज अ नो ब्रेनर एज टू व्हाई डिफेंस स्टॉक्स आर अप, बिकॉज जो न्यूज चल रहा है दैट इज ऑल जियोपॉलिटिकल न्यूज. आई थिंक इसके वजह से डिफेंस एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जो कि फोकस में है. बाकी सारे सेक्टर्स अगर आप देखोगे उसमें मंदी का माहौल छाया हुआ है. फार्मा माइल्डली नेगेटिव, IT भी नेगेटिव है. इट्स ओनली डिफेंस दैट इज काइंड ऑफ होल्डिंग अप फोर्ट इन द वीक मार्केट हियर. Now अभी हम RRG की बात करें, so I think nothing has changed. IT again has gone into the lagging quadrant. FMCG is deep in a lagging quadrant here. But अगर आप देखोगे infra has gone into from leading to weakening quadrant here. So clearly the momentum is losing. I think infra is losing out on the momentum. But even in the lagging space, if you see, it's PSU banks. There are some PSU banks that are doing well, relatively doing well here, because you can see the tail pointing upwards. PSE is down, commodities is down. Metal देखोगे, metal भी नीचे की तरफ मुड़ गया है यहाँ पे. Only sector that looks strong is your PSU bank. So PSU bank is one strong sector because it is moving up. Auto again has relatively kind of plateaued. Manufacturing index थोड़ा strong लग रहा है. Small cap नीचे है, energy नीचे है, सारे ऑयल एंड गैस भी नीचे की तरफ मूव हो रहा है. I think financial services is good. Private banks, like I said, relatively underperform kar raha hai. There are select names in the private banks. Nifty bank, it's kind of moving up. So if I have to look at some sectors, I would say it will be consumer durables, जो एक strongest looking sector है. Apart from that, manufacturing, PSU banks, and your bank Nifty. These are the only four sectors that are looking strong currently. Apart from that, none of the sectors are looking strong. Now, talking about the key stocks to watch and the key stocks that are in focus. Like I said, defense में थोड़ा सा momentum है. So I think the first stock that I want to talk about is मजगांव डॉक. अगर हम मजगांव डॉक की बात करें, so आज सुबह के ट्रेड में काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग ट्रैक्शन था, बट ऑलमोस्ट 2607 का हाई लेवल से हमें एक प्रॉफिट बुकिंग देखा हमने, और वहां से एक सेलिंग प्रेशर नजर आया. So around 2400 on the downside, that is a strong support for Mazgaon Dock. On the upside, I feel अगर हम 2650 के ऊपर अगर एक breakout आता है, then chances are that Mazgaon Dock can move higher. But for now, around 2400, that is likely to act as a strong support. Apart from that, Jamna Auto is one particular sector, a stock that looks good. So there was this trend line resistance here. The stock kind of gave a breakout. It kind of consolidated around this resistance. It moved up और फिर से यहाँ पे रीटेस्ट दिया था पिछले 2 दिन में. बट आप वही देखोगे, ये जो प्रीवियस रेजिस्टेंस is now acting as a support for the stock here. So 125 is the level. So as long as it holds above 125, Jamna Auto can keep moving higher, probably towards 138, 140. But 125 is a key level. If it breaches 125, then chances are that even Jamna Auto may be profit booking आ सकता है. Then I think one another counter is ICICI Prudential. ICICI Prudential also looks very strong. It went up and profit booking आया था. आज एक lower level से buying आया. अगर हम देखेंगे कल के सेशन में भी अराउंड 670 के लेवल से बाइंग आया था. आज के सेशन भी 670 के आसपास बाइंग आया है. So that 670 is a strong support for ICICI Prudential, and I think if we get a close above 695, 700, then chances are that ICICI Prudential can probably continue a strong move on the upside. So keep an eye on ICICI Prudential. The chart structure looks good. One stock from the IT space, HCL Tech. हमने देखा था कि HCL Tech was the lone IT stock. No, not lone. I think even TechM is up 0.4%, the best performing IT index for the day. But अगर HCL देखेंगे तो HCL it took support from its 100 and 200 day EMA, and thereafter हमने यहाँ पे एक एक pullback move हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So it's a kind of a strong move. So as long as it holds above, there's a 50-day EMA of 16, 15, 16, 20. I think the trend is positive, and I think it can move towards 1690, 1700 levels in the short term. Apart from that, Ramco Cements भी काफी टाइम से एक कंसोलिडेशन फेस में 2 बार Ramco Cements 1090 लेवल्स ब्रेक करने का कोशिश किया था. आज भी सुबह स्ट्रॉन्ग ट्रेंड था Ramco Cements का. Today's high was around 1104, and it has kind of dropped around 15 points from that level. But I think still if we feel if we get a close above 1090, then chances are that even Ramco Cements can keep moving higher with around 1055, 1060 acting as a strong support for the stock. Apart from that, Eicher Motors is also a strong looking stock from this sector, but I think अगर हम इस Eicher Motors की बात करें, so I'll take a resistance line here. So if we get a break above 7615, 7620, then chances are that Eicher Motors can keep going up. But on the downside, it needs to hold above 7400. As long as it holds above 7400, the structure won't change because it's well above its 20-day EMA and its 50-day EMA here. It's just that after a strong breakout, it has kind of taking a breather. I think once we get a breakout above 7620, chances are that it is likely to continue its up move on the upside. Now, if you look at Alchem is again one strong looking stock from the pharma space post the downward sloping trend line breakout. यहाँ पे एक फॉलो थ्रू आया था और 2 दिन से अगेन थोड़ा सा हम प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आया है, विच इज क्वाइट नॉर्मल, बट इतना बड़ा फॉल नहीं आया जितना हम बाकी स्टॉक्स में देख रहे हैं. सो ये जो 20-day EMA अराउंड 5630, 5650, वो एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट होगा. बट अगर हम ये फिर से हाई तोड़ के ऊपर जाते, लाइक आई सेड, डाउन ट्रेंड के बाद डोंट ट्रेड द फर्स्ट टिक. डाउन ट्रेंड के बाद फर्स्ट टिक के बाद एक करेक्शन के बाद फिर जो सेकंड टिक आता है जो फर्स्ट हाई के ऊपर जाता है, दैट इज आइडली अ गुड एंट्री पॉइंट. So if we move above 5,850, chances are that the price can keep going higher. And the last stock that I want to discuss is Lupin. Lupin again, ये जो prior resistance था, अब ये हो सकता है support की तरह काम करे. So 2150, अभी 2184 चल रहा है. So 2150 on the upside, that level is likely to act as a strong support. And again, if we get any follow through move above, let's say 2220, 2230, the price can keep moving on the higher side here. So that was all about today's mid market session and this week's mid market session. I hope it was informative. And now let us start off with our question and answer. If you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them. Sudhakar ji is saying GRSE. GRSE, you can have a tight stop loss maybe around 2,400 because it's in that congestion area now. I think it will move out once 2,570 is taken out on the upside. But on the downside, 2,400 is likely to act as a strong support. ICICI AMC AMC I think listing के बाद अभी हम एक strong pressure देख रहे हैं. But maybe around 2,600 is where you can keep your support because last time we got a buying around 2,600. So 2,600 is likely to act as a strong support for the stock. Nitin ji is asking for Union Bank. Union Bank is good. Like I said, PSU space अभी भी strong है. Yes, so Union Bank, I think ये already हमें एक breakout मिला था. यहाँ पे एक downward sloping trend line breakout मिला. अभी थोड़ा सा breather लिया है 3-4 सेशन से. बट आई थिंक फिर से अगर हम 167 के ऊपर हम जाते हैं तो हो सकता है फिर से ये अपमूव कंटिन्यू हो यूनियन बैंक में. सुमित जी इज आस्किंग फॉर बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा वीकली. यस, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, yeah, it's good, very good structure. Like I said, again, part of the PSU space here. I think as long as it holds about 295, the trend is likely to be positive for Bank of Baroda. National Aluminium metal stocks फिलहाल के लिए wait for some reversals. हाँ, good. National Aluminium is good. आज reversal आया है. It needs to hold about 325. You can consider 325 as a support. Hinzing में भी आज reversal आया है. Hinzing, I think it needs to hold above 575. That is where the support is for Hinzing. Data patterns is also good. But need a breakout about 2,760, 2,770 on the downside. 2,640 is a strong support. BHEL avoid करना. So कल एक न्यूज आया था BHEL पे. I think BHEL इतना अच्छा ट्रेंड में था. So एक न्यूज आया था कि the government is probably will allow Chinese firms to participate or to bid for the contracts. So that is kind of the market has taken the viewed this news as a negative for BHEL. So ideally they हमने उसमें restrictions डाला था Chinese firms में because we were not on good terms with China, and now that US is trying to play around with us, India is trying to ally with China. So just to please China, or maybe probably try to get Chinese support. ये news आया था. It's still unconfirmed though whether we have not heard anything officially from the government here. But I feel see it will be a short term reaction हो सकता है, but I think overall I don't think it is going to change much as far as BHEL is concerned. So BHEL again avoid फिलहाल के लिए avoid करना. Let the news settle in. Probably then we can see that. Prajna ji is asking for HAL. HAL is good. Just that हमें एक follow through चाहिए about 4,590, 4,600 के ऊपर अगर follow through आता है. I think with 4,400 can act as a strong support. Tata Motors, which one you are asking about? There are Tata Motors passenger vehicles or your this one commercial vehicles. Quality Pharma, what is cooking there? KPL, I think purely based on the charts, I think we need a breakout about this. I think any move about 1,200 can likely. So pharma भी हमने देखा था परसों के सेशन में एक ब्रेकआउट आया था, फिर कल एकदम से फार्मा स्टॉक्स नीचे आ गए. आई थिंक फिर से अब एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बाइंग इंटरेस्ट नजर आ रहा है, बट एनी मूव अबाउट 1,200 इज लाइकली टू बी पॉजिटिव. सोनू जी, बीडीएल आज सुबह के सेशन में इनफैक्ट इट वाज क्वाइट गुड, बट आई थिंक ये ऊपर से थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आया है. बट आई थिंक एनी मूव अब अगर ये अगर आप देखो पिछले 4-5 दिनों से 1570 1580 एक स्ट्रॉन्ग रेजिस्टेंस बन के आ रहा है, बट अगर हम 1580 के ऊपर जाते हैं तो हो सकता है शायद फिर से एक मोमेंटम आए. आइशर मोटर्स इज गुड, यू कैन कंटिन्यू टू होल्ड लाइक आई सेड. आइशर मोटर्स पॉजिटिव ही है एज लॉन्ग एज इट होल्ड्स अबाउट 7400 ओवरऑल, पॉजिटिव ही है. रिलायंस फिलहाल के लिए इसका स्ट्रक्चर वीक हो गया, आप देख सकते हो क्लियरली एक नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस है. So I think it's better to avoid Reliance for now. I think its next support for Reliance will be around this 200-day EMA of 1445. I think that will be a key level. Yeah, there is a court decision, Supreme Court decision on tariffs at 8 a.m. Probably market reaction basically depends on that. Hopefully they scrap the tariff thing, and I think we will definitely see a rebound on Monday. If not, probably even the government will fight it out. I think they are not going to accept Supreme Court's verdict is what I feel, if that goes against them. Asian Paints, see structure positive है, but I think यहाँ पे जब ये breakout आया था, but as long as it holds about 2670 2700, अगर long term के लिए positive है, but पर ये 2700 के नीचे जाता है तो हो सकता है थोड़ा profit booking और extend हो. बट आई थिंक एनी मूव अबाउट 2700, जब तक ये होल्ड करता है 2700 के ऊपर, ये ट्रेंड पॉजिटिव रह सकता है. यहाँ पे हिंद पेट्रो अवॉइड करना. ऑयल एंड गैस स्पेस में थोड़ा वीकनेस आ गया है. ऑयल एंड गैस स्पेस इज काइंड ऑफ गोइंग डाउन. आई थिंक 440 का सपोर्ट, आई थिंक बिलो 440 इट्स बेटर टू एग्जिट इफ यू आर होल्डिंग. यूपीएल में भी बीच में एक अच्छा ब्रेकआउट आया था. आई थिंक ये I think थोड़ा सा weakness है यहाँ पे. Maybe you can consider having 765 as an SL. If it goes below 765, it's better to exit. Chinese power equipment manufacturing would have to set up factories here and create jobs. It would take time, and they would not be allowed to import in CKD form. Yeah, that's right. I think we have not heard anything officially from the government. There was only a report in routers, and I think BL almost it crashed 10% yesterday. A good uptrending stock, suddenly a news and the stock was down around 10%. We'll have to wait and see what the government decides. Again, till the time we don't have any official confirmation from the government. I think the government is also keeping quiet now. I think China का भी news का कुछ reaction नहीं है, US का भी कुछ reaction नहीं है. I think government has a lot of other things to deal with, considering the fact that we have a budget on February 1st, that is in around 20 days time. So ho sakta hai, I think government is quite busy with other matters now, and I think US and China are on hold for now, I feel. BHEL, BCCL, I think you can read our IPO note on SBI Securities website. I think we have given a subscribe rating, but I would recommend that you go through the note first, understand the business of BCCL. But it's good. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of Coal India. It's the largest producer of coking coal, which has applications in steel and power. And unka current washery capacity almost 13.65 million tons per annum hai. And they are going to set up 3 new washery establishments that is going to take their capacity to 20.65 million tons per annum. So I think it's positive. I think largest coking coal producer hai. I think it's a subscribe for long term. It's good. Yeah, it's more downside. Yeah, definitely I feel there can be more downside. We discussed the levels. Ho sakta hai till the time ये geopolitical news, I think, I hope ये continue ना हो, because this geopolitical news will have some effect on the markets here, as we can see. IRFC, again थोड़ा सा wait करना. IRFC में wait for the price to move above 130. I think 130 के ऊपर probably it can go up. Yeah, clarification is not under review. And I think, I don't know if you've been observing something, guys, from the last 3-4 days. I don't know किसका हाथ है इसके पीछे. I think आप समझदार हो, समझदार को इशारा काफी है. किसका हाथ हो सकता है इसके पीछे. Previously, I think someone tried to plant a negative news on Reliance, saying Reliance is going to import Russian oil. Then the US, I think President Trump saying that we are going to impose 500% tariffs on all countries that buy Russian oil. And then yesterday, China has come into the picture, saying now I think government will try to allow Chinese firms to participate in the government contracts here. So if you can see, there is a sequence. आप chronology समझिए, पहला दिन, दूसरा दिन, तीसरा दिन, जो chronology आ रहा है, I think you will be able to better relate as to what is happening. I think there is definitely no official confirmation from the government here. It's only the news that is playing out, and because of which our markets are feeling the heat here. Okay, so sir, US takeover of Russian oil. Yeah, that is also there. Even I forgot that. I think Russia has kind of, uh, I think they've said what US has done is wrong. So US takeover of Russian oil, yeah, vessel. So probably Russia has asked US to back off. So that I think US dollar is kind of gaining strength here. So I don't know what is US trying to do. I think they are on a I think different mode altogether. I think once the 2026 has started, तब से वो लोग एक अलग zone में चले गए हैं. I don't know what US is trying to do here. And on now, if you relate these news with what the FIs are doing, अगर आप देख रहे हो FIs काफी टाइम से short positions build up करके बैठे हुए हैं. और मैं आपको यही बोलता रहा था कि पता नहीं, is there something that the FIs know that we don't know? Because see, for the last 3-4 months, the long short ratio has been languishing at 8%, 10%, heavily building up short covering आ ही नहीं रहा है. So probably there has to be something that you and me won't know. So अभी वो धीरे धीरे I think थोड़ा थोड़ा news अभी बाहर आ रहा है. So we'll have to wait and see क्या होता है आगे जाके. Yeah, we'll do that. Bowling ji, we'll have a webinar on that soon. मोमेंटम सेक्टर हम 2-3 तरीके से देख सकते हैं. एक आप रेशो चार्ट देख सकते हो, एक आरआरजी की तरफ देख सकते हो, और एक आप नॉर्मल सेक्टर का चार्ट देके आप देख सकते हो. इसका मैंने डिटेल वेबिनार लिया हुआ है सुमित जी. आप एसबीआई सिक्योरिटीज के यूट्यूब चैनल में जाओगे तो आप रेशो चार्ट, आरआरजी, हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई स्ट्रॉन्ग सेक्टोरल ट्रेंड्स, उसके ऊपर मैंने डिटेल सेशन लिया हुआ, आप वो वेबिनार देख सकते हो. ETFs to buy now between metal, FMCG and PSU banks. I think between the three, metals and PSU are good, but the only worry is Manwarji, metal and PSU has already run up a lot in the last 1 year. क्या फिर से वो performance replicate होगा ये साल? वो शायद मुझे पता नहीं. Very difficult to say. Priya ji, sorry, I must have missed. Can you put it again? Serious, I'm not skipping your comment deliberately. Because यहाँ पे क्या होता है ना, मेरे को एक स्क्रीन में 5-10 कमेंट दिखता है. सो अगर आप 5-10 कमेंट एक साथ आ गया तो आपका कमेंट ऊपर चले जाता है. सो आई हैव टू स्क्रॉल बैक अप एंड देन सी. सो शायद आई माइट हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन समथिंग हियर. सो यू कैन पुट इट आउट अगेन प्रिया जी. आई विल ट्राई टू आंसर दैट. आई थिंक प्रिया जी नाराज हो गए मेरे से. इफ आई लुक एट JSW Infra, better to avoid. I think JSW Infra till the time it's below 288, 290, chances are that ये थोड़ा प्रेशर में रह सकता है. यूएस इलेक्शंस में बी अ ट्रिगर, बट यूएस में तो अभी कौन सा इलेक्शंस है? अभी हुआ ना लास्ट ईयर. डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प आई थिंक 5 साल तो होंगे. पिरामल फाइनेंस, you bought it at 1.5. Yeah, you can hold. I think I would say trail your stop loss. Maybe you can trail your stop loss to around 1780 तक आप ट्रेल कर सकते हो. See, if you want, maybe you can book almost एक 70-75% of your quantities आप book कर सकते हो current level पे, और जो remaining 25-30% quantities whatever you decide, maybe around 1780 का SL रख देना, ताकि अगर नीचे गिरे तो भी उसमें भी आपको profit ही मिले. National Aluminium hold करना. National Aluminium you can hold. You can, I think, hold about 320, 325, 328. Midterm elections in November. I don't think कुछ होगा. I don't think. Do you think midterm elections? I don't think so. Future outlook of oil and gas. My only worry is all the commodities has moved barring oil and gas here. But अगर हम oil and gas देखें, in fact ये sector काफी strong है. FII का participation भी काफी strong था इसमें. But I think again यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो there is a double top formation here. So double top, and today it has given a neckline breakdown as well. So फिलहाल के लिए तो इसका ट्रेंड नेगेटिव लग रहा है हरीश जी फॉर ऑयल एंड गैस. where Nifty can bounce, which will lead to a reversal. Very difficult to say कहाँ से हो सकता है. Like I said, 25,600 इसका 100-day EMA, that can be the first support. हो सकता है यहाँ पे एक रिवर्सल आए. वो नहीं हो तो शायद हम और नीचे जा सकते हैं 25,300, 25,350 और वहां से रिवर्सल आए. बट फिलहाल के लिए निफ्टी रिवर्स होगा वैसे लग तो नहीं रहा है, लुकिंग एट हाउ द प्राइस चार्ट इज बिहेविंग हियर. मुश्किल लग रहा है रिवर्सल के लिए. आई थिंक इट्स आइडली टू बी विद द ट्रेंड. Trump said if we lose, it will be a problem. But they won't lose. Very tough. I think Trump will stay for the next 5 years. And hopefully he doesn't keep giving us troubles for the next 5 years now. Vodafone Idea CEO, I think unko AGR, not a very big fan. I think personal, यहाँ पे मेरा personal bias है. Not a very big fan of this stock here. Fundamentally still not good. I think there are better names. अगर आपको टेलीकॉम प्ले ही करना है तो आई थिंक भारती एयरटेल एंड जियो इज अ बेटर प्ले एज कंपेयर टू वोडाफोन आइडिया एनी टाइम. I think Bharti Airtel has much better fundamentals as compared to Vodafone here. So I think better to avoid Vodafone. Eternal is good. I think Eternal में आज एक इनफैक्ट आज सुबह के सेशन में रेंज ब्रेकआउट आया था बट ऊपर से फिर से एटर्नल नीचे आ गया. सो आई फील जब तक हम 290 295 के ऊपर नहीं जाते इट्स बेटर टू अवॉइड. बीएचईएल अवॉइड करना मनोज जी मैंने बोला यहाँ पे. वेट फॉर दैट न्यूज टू सेटल इन and then probably we can see Indus Tower good, but I feel it needs to hold above 425. As long as it holds above 425, the overall trend इसका पॉजिटिव ही रहेगा. 1 week आप बोल रहे हो ना, 1 week में भी अच्छा ही है. I think consider 420, 425, 420 should be a strong support for Indus Tower. Okay, guys, so that's all. JSW Infra, I mentioned that. I think बताया मैंने JSW Infra जब तक हम 290 के नीचे है it's better to avoid. I think 295 maybe you can have an SL of 260. If it goes below 260 it's better to avoid JSW Infra. But फिलहाल के लिए इसका ट्रेंड वीक ही है. Okay, so that's all from today's session. I hope it was informative. And that's a wrap of this week's mid-market session. So we'll meet again on the 12th of January. Until then, happy weekend, guys, and take care and stay safe. And see you on Monday, that is on 12th of Jan for the new mid-market session. Until then, bye, guys. Take care and stay safe.